This might actually be the most valuable video of 2025. And it's so uncomfortable that you might not even want to accept this, but if you want success, you will need to accept this. And if you can't even sit through an unedited video and watch me draw on a paint to why you're not successful yet, then unfortunately you will never have success. So listen close, because you're going to need to. But first of all, why should you actually trust me? That's what my PayPal account looks like. The screenshot's 3 days old, but I had 15k transferred in. 6th of April. 3rd of April I had that money come in. Obviously a couple little bits have also been transferred in now, but can't be our screenshot, and I think that's enough social proof. On top of that, obviously I make good money through my SMMA. I'm in extremely good shape. I've got a strong network of men around me, and I live an extremely nice lifestyle. But it never used to be like this, and I used to get stoned all the time. I was fat, I was out of shape, had low testosterone. Everything that you could imagine a failure would have, I had it. But I always had a strong mentality, a strong mindset, just like you. I always knew I wanted to be something myself. I was chilling in places I shouldn't be, and this gave me the power, the drive, the fire in me to make something of myself and not just talk. So look, if you're anything like me, you've been through shit in life, your childhood was fucked up, any of that, yeah? As long as you redirect your focus, your time and your energy to improving yourself every day, you will become successful. But you need to understand this thing first. And that is, if you were the man that deserved to hit all your goals, you'd already have them. Look, this is you, you're a little stick figure. And you have all these goals set out, okay? Cool, goals. Let's say you want to, I know it sounds very cliche, it's very generic, but let's say you want to hit 10k a month, okay? Let's say you want to be in good shape, yeah, you have maybe a 6-pack, you want to be a good fighter, cool, amazing stuff. You want to have a strong network. If you actually were the man to have all of this, you'd already have it. Let me explain this. So, right now, you are not the man that you need to be in order to have all the things that you want to have. And that's completely okay. Okay? You just have to accept that reality and accept that a lot of change is going to happen in order for you to become the man that you want to be. And I want to tell you in this video how to actually change your reality. I want to show you how to actually zone in and focus. But like I'm saying, you have to pay attention, otherwise you will not succeed whatsoever. Okay? We're going to talk about your environment first. This is a really big factor into your success, because everyone's heard this by now, but the 5 people you spend the most time with is who you'll become. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Cool. There's a lot of things that factor into your reality as of right now, okay? And look, environment is one of the biggest ones. Environment has many things in it, such as your friends, your family, your living situation, okay? You need to take an emotionless standpoint, completely logical, okay? You need to sit down and think to yourself, how do I change my reality? And if you really want success, you need to change everything, absolutely everything, because I guarantee right now there is not one thing in your life that would propel you towards the success that you want. Your friends, yeah? If your friends are people that have no inherent value to you, you can like them as people, but they should not be your friends. You should not be hanging around with them, and you should be focused and driven. Now, there is a stage in life, okay, I'm going to come down here to draw this. You're like a rocket ship, and you have checkpoints, right? And these will be different people that you meet. Right now you're down here, you have these friends. Once you leave these friends and you keep working, you will go through a period of loneliness. That's okay. You keep working and you find people similar to you again. And then you eventually outgrow those people if you are working on a fast enough time frame with enough focus and enough action. And yet again, you'll have a lonely period. Then you'll find people like you. Then you'll have a lonely period. Then you'll find people like you, and the cycle continues, okay? You will eventually get to a point where you'll have people around you, but you must understand in life that sometimes you grow exponentially faster than other people. Some people are designed to stay down here. Some people are designed to stay right here. But some people like you are designed to outgrow everyone. Because you will become great. And if you don't even believe that you're going to be great, okay, this is not for you. Click off the video now. I don't care about my watch time, my view rates. You will not be successful if you do not have complete and utter self-belief to the point where it can be considered delusional by some who don't have big dreams or ambitions, okay? So look, you will go through that point of loneliness, and that's okay. Your family. You can't change your family, and your family is who they are. Family is one of the biggest things to me. It's very important from everything that I went through, my childhood, etc. But you do have to understand that although you can't get rid of them, you also can't completely listen to them. Let's say you have your mum, you have your dad, okay? And although you love them and they love you, your parents have an outdated way of thinking. Your parents could be, let's say, like 40 years old, just for the sake of it. They're probably around 40. You need to think back, okay? Because 40 years ago, in 1985, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, times were very, very different to 2025. They were completely different, okay? Like there was no internet, there was no Amazon, there was no Netflix, nothing. Times were different. There was not as much access to knowledge as we have now, like you're watching this video. And the thing is with your parents, they'll always tell you what they think is best for you and the path that they went down. But since times have changed and things have adapted, their belief in reality and their current belief system actually isn't correct. Now, I'm not saying don't listen to your parents. Your parents are still very wise. Okay, they've had a lot of life experience. But when it comes to your future career path and your success, you need to be extremely careful with what you allow your parents to put in your head. And sometimes it will require pushback from you, okay? I had to push back on my parents, and I mean, look at me now. I'm living the life I live, and I'm successful. I'm in great shape. My parents are proud of me. Because they just want what's best for you. They just don't know what's best for you in this current day and age. Okay? But it's fine. Like I'm saying, you just need a bit of pushback. You just need to ignore the noise. Then obviously we have your living situation. Now, not everybody can help their living situation, and many people actually gain a bonus from their living situation. But most oftentimes they're not, especially what I've found with my mentees is their living situation isn't necessarily the best. I'm going to explain why. They might live in an area that maybe isn't so bad. Now, you can't change your living situation like this, but you can learn a lot from it, and you can use it as drive. If you have enough pain, exponential growth comes, okay? You should be so sick of your living situation that you realise that you really need to change it. And that lights a fire inside of you so that you may become better. There's many different factors, like I said, to what makes you successful. Environment's one, mindset's another, okay? Your actions and habits, we're going to put that over here. I'm going to come back to that. Action and habit. But let me get on to mindset. Mindset's crucial. If you are a religious man like me, you're a man of God. You pray to God for things, you make dua. But God can only amplify what you put in his hands. You have to understand that a lot of success is genuinely your mindset and your outlook of life and reality. If you do not have total self-belief, like I said before, you will never, ever, 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 ever succeed. Ever. You need to have an almost arrogant, delusional belief in yourself. And it needs to be so bulletproof that even if somebody says something, regardless of how close they are to you, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't bother you. Because you understand that you will do it, regardless, one way or another. Okay? I see too many people wanting all of this hustle shit, you know, this materialistic, like Lamborghini, Rolexes and such, and it's so cliche. They will never ever succeed, and I'm sorry, but if you're one of those people, you'll never succeed either. I could make a whole different video on mindset, but I'm gonna help you to understand this very simply, and that is, one, you need a purpose beyond materialistic things, okay? You need to reframe everything in life, how you think about it, yeah? You need to eliminate negativity, right? Whether that's people chatting shit about other people, whether that's your own negative self-thoughts. You cannot be negative, right? I'm going to put a little X next to it. Your purpose in life, you can only reveal yourself. I can't find your purpose for you, unfortunately, and if I could, I would. I'd genuinely love to help you with that. Once you find that purpose, you then need to identify the steps to achieve that purpose, and that is your success, right? Just so fortunately it happens that my purpose is to build something, is to build an empire, is to provide and look after my family, and make sure that nobody ever has to worry about anything again. Because I went through struggles as a kid. My dad struggled when I was a kid. I went through stuff on my mum's side as a kid that I could never undo. I had to man up and be the man of my house at 7 years old as a kid. I had to look after my baby sister and mum. And it was tough, right? But that is what shaped my purpose. And if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have the purpose I have. Sometimes, it isn't about the money. And it's really important that you understand that it is not just about the money. Money is not real, right? You need to reframe everything you think about. Question why you think like this, who's put it in your head, right? Because the way you look at life is the way life will treat you. If you look at everything with a negative standpoint, your life will be negative. For example, when I started my social media marketing agency, I had a huge trouble with short rates, okay? My short rates were genuinely so awful that I booked 100 sales calls and had 2, 3, 4 show up. And then I made one change. I just said to myself they were going to show up. And then I took some action. And the only thing I did do was get a Calendly subscription and then text them 5 minutes before the meeting, here's the meeting link in case you lost it. And my meeting short rate increased. It must have been 75%, let's say, without looking at figures right now. But I reframed my outlook on it. And anything you struggle in life with, you have to reframe. For example, you might be afraid of sales calls. You might be afraid that you cannot deliver on your service. You have to reframe that. You are not scared of sales. You're not scared of the rejection. You are a man. You can be rejected. It's a learning experience. You never fail unless you give up. Okay? Service delivery. You can deliver on your service. I'm not joking. I had no idea how to run Facebook ads. And in the first 10 days, I got 15 leads and set up a whole system for the first ever client that I worked with. And it worked. Just because I had faith in myself, I had belief. Now let me move over to actions and habits, okay? Your actions and habits will genuinely make or break you, and this mixed with your mindset is genuinely how you do become successful. What you need to do is you need to categorize your habits and actions into positive and then negative, okay? The reason that you need to do this is because you need a clear understanding of what is beneficial and what is not. For example, going out Friday night, yeah, is not beneficial. You know it's a waste of time. You can do it sometimes, just not all the time. If you really want success, you'd never do it like me, okay? Positives. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you read. Maybe you get 8 hours of focused work done a day, yeah? You do all these positive things. You need to focus on eliminating the negatives, increasing the positives, and then on top of that, building more habits that are positive. Take the action every day, regardless of how you feel. Have discipline. You are a man. You do not need your emotions for everything. And then, with the mindset, the self-belief, actions and the habits, it will eventually stack, yeah? It will compound over time, and like reality and time, your actions you take will compound into success. Okay? Very, very simple, very easy. Now, it is easier said than done. This is not going to be easy. But if you really want that success that you've been chasing for so long, this is what you need to do. And there's so many different points that I could talk about. This is a very simple breakdown of how you need to act and how you need to operate to achieve your success, right? Energy, belief, discipline, studying, learning more every single day, positive habits, eliminating the negative habits, increasing and having a stronger bulletproof mindset, changing your environment, changing the people you hang around with, changing your network, focusing more on the actions, not the money, finding your purpose, eliminating negative things in your life. All of that is genuinely how you succeed. But I can't put the work in for you, and you need to figure all of this out. So go back and watch the video again if you need to. Comment Apple if you made it this far, yeah? And honestly, I say this out of care. You can do this. You just need to implement this video. That's it. Go and watch my previous video on energy. I'm telling you right now, if you put these two videos together, you will become an absolute killer in any industry you decide to choose, whether it's SMMA, e-com, dropshipping, branded dropshipping, TikTok shop, affiliate marketing, course selling, becoming a guru, whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? Follow my Instagram, yeah, at karai.sunuchlar. I'll put it in the description, okay? Follow me on there. I'm always giving free value away, so it's very, very, very beneficial for you to follow me on there. You'll be seeing a lot of behind the scenes work, and obviously subscribe to the YouTube so that you don't miss any videos like these. I hope you enjoyed, yeah. Leave a comment, Apple, tell me something about the video, ask me any questions. I'm going to turn my Instagram DMs on as well, so you can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, if you need any help. I am not going to sell you a course, right? I'm just here to help you boys out.